Hi there. Welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Depending on the time you're watching this stream, welcome. I made a mistake and I set this up to live. It was supposed to be a recording. So I'm not going to be longer than 15-20 minutes. As my phones are charging, I might not be able to work with comments of, well, with very fast comments. Oh, this is new feature. Okay, so we have a chat overlay, and what I'm going to do is just be very disorganized, because that's what I normally do when impromptus go on. So I've been covering this, and there's a previous recording from last Wednesday, I guess. And what is the material that I've been using? Very hardcore color pencils. This set is the 24 Pentel. You can read it. Why? Because it doesn't create a very waxy surface. And then I got a set of fine liners from a local HEB. So these are ink pens. I have not tested if they are waterproofed. And of course, the beautiful set of fine liners and markers. These are water-based. What I like about these Stettler is that they have a broad tip, pointy, and a very fine tip here. So that's what I've been doing here. I can show you maybe a little bit of what I'm going to do to finish this one. I will not do the same texture here. I had already even signed this. So anyway, the main idea is just to scribble down, no pattern, some areas denser than others. And that's it. Nothing much. Bit of texture. Sorry, my hand is in the middle. It's very early in the morning, so and it's been raining for 3 days non-stop. All the infrastructure in the town is close to collapsed again. There's no maintenance given to certain areas, so levees have been overflown. Some residential areas have been flooded since last Tuesday. And as it's been raining so much, there's very little the maintenance squads can do to repair damage. So water continues to flow into the flooded area, so it's kind of a disaster. Okay. I am going to do the gray section. If you're watching the background, thank you very much. welcome. You're welcome to leave a comment. I'll try to be more constant in publishing, or if I can, stream in little bits. Okay, this is kind of a gray with a green, and I'm just scribbling down to add a cute texture. Okay, that's where you can see what we do. Most people use alcohol markers for these books. I totally dislike the idea because you can even see through the paper. So definitely your markers are not going to last long, and all the colors are going to go through the page. If you don't put something like acrylic or a very thick cardboard, all your pages are going to be ruined. So not for me. And my old set of alcohol markers were very cheap. They are dry, so I'll not bother buying another set, definitely. Unless I use them for something that is very, very professional. Okay. Hi, Belinda. Good morning. Thank you. Yeah, fortunately, where I live is a slope, so all the water drains to lower lands. It's just the drag that I cannot do a lot of washing because my washing machine doesn't have a dryer. So I normally use the sun to dry my clothes, and it's been raining nonstop for a week, probably a week and a half or more. So I'll have to go to the laundromat, which is more expensive. They will charge me for 1 or 2 loads of clothes what I normally pay in a month for my water consumption. That is $20. So I'll probably pay $30 or more today for doing my laundry, which is something I dislike quite much. But anyway, what can I do? Okay, we are not having interruptions as far as I can see. When I normally go live with someone else, my internet just fails all the time, and I go black. My screen goes black. I know that I'm disconnected, and it's very annoying. But so far, I'm not paying a lot of attention to my drawing here. I'm doing something very simple that is just a bit of shadow with Prismacolor. I'm thinking about getting a portable clothesline or frame or something to have my clothes washed here. And I've been checking on Amazon, and the soonest delivery is tomorrow. So have enough clothes for another week. I'm just going to check the price at the laundromat. If I'm not convinced, and if this continues to be the weather, then I might just invest on a portable clothesline and keep having my laundry and use the living room and the dining room as temporary drying areas. My washing machine is still working very, very, very well, so the clothes are almost dry when they are out. So I really don't worry too much. So here you can see the subtle shadows that I'm doing for the main characters. Have to choose a nice, cute brown, or and I don't have browns here. I'll have to go and use the junior. Let's see if I have here a cute. I have a gray. Here I have another one that is a little bit darker. This is a warm gray. Let's turn this around. Okay, I have this one that could work. It's kind of a brown ochre. Well, let's see. Hola, Anne. Buenos días. Good morning. Thank you for coming. This was supposed to be recorded, not going public, but I realized the moment I hit go and record, and I was like, oh, I'm live. So it's only a very, very short camera test, an internet test. Because whenever I stream with Miriam or with Christopher Runciman or anybody else, my internet just doesn't work. I cannot stay long because I have to go to get some shopping done, my groceries for the week, my food for the week. I go to this economy kitchen to get all my side dishes, and for side dishes I pay less than $20 for a week. I cook my main dishes that are probably fish, some meat, probably chicken, something based on eggs, of course, because my dad likes eggs and beans and rice combined. And then going back to summer school. We have just started the second period of summer school, and we're going to finish on July 7. After that, I'll go on a very short break from July 11 to the 18th. That's going to be my vacation because I'm not traveling. My dad is he cannot travel anymore. He needs to be close home. So it's really too risky to think about going to the beach or spending a night out. Is not necessarily a choice, not anymore. So I'll be here at home watching a lot of streams, watching a lot of you streaming, of course. Hopefully the pool that we have here will be ready to use. It's been repaired for the last 3 months. Unbelievable. They were doing something. We told the homeowners association that that was not going to work. They went ahead, and now, like a month ago, they said, oh, you were right, this is not working, so we're going to redo everything. So we could have had our pool working a month ago, And now they are saying that maybe in July, maybe, I think it's going to go till August. The children here are desperate to use the pool. We don't have a lot of kids, but we do have like around, let me count, 15 kids in 200 houses, more or less. But that doesn't mean that all the grown-ups don't want to use the pool, right? I mean, that's why I convinced my parents when they were moving to Querétaro to buy here. So I could visit them on the weekends and use the pool. That was the plan. We moved here in 2018, December. And I was planning to help them get settled down and all the things now that elder people need to establish themselves in a new cluster after living in a big city, a small town. But then it got me almost all 2019 until June 2019 to get a job where I am right now at the university. So I didn't have enough funds to rent or go and live on my own during 2019. And then all of you know what happened. 2020, the virus hit. So no way to leave my parents alone. I was the one in charge of going out for the groceries, do the payments, so they could be safe here inside the house. Then this tragedy hit us in 2021, my mother's passing in August. And that affected my dad mentally, accelerating his dementia and all the things that he couldn't do on his own. Because my mother used to do that, right? All the cooking, the laundry, the payments. My mother ran the house, really. So I could not leave my dad alone. And that's why I've been taking care of him since 2021. And even though he's still very independent, he still doesn't need to use a cane or any other walking aid. There's still things that he forgets after 2 or 5 minutes. His memory of recent events is just terrible. So now I need to have a job that is 6 hours every day, very close to this house, fortunately. It's 10 minutes driving from my doorstep to my office is exactly 10 minutes. And he stays here alone, but it's a little bit worrisome. That's why I got some home cameras to kind of check the stairs, the entrance doors, the back garden door. So I normally check that to make sure he's okay. So there you go. Very subtle coloring. Okay. Oops, let me go back. I was showing a comment and I didn't know how to eliminate this one. I haven't used these for a long time. And supposedly here I have something that you can show comments on the screen. But let's see. Yeah, it is a struggle. I have two younger sisters, but one is living in Mexico City, and there's no way she can come, despite the fact that it's just 2 hours. She's got a kid at school. Her husband works full time from 8 to 10 hours in a business that is far away from their house. And she works at home. She's a freelancer. She's a representative working for doTERRA Essential Oils. So she has home office. And if she wants to come here, she'll have to um, take her kid out of school for a week. Not an option. Okay, but hopefully she'll be able to come next month. I'm trying to save a little bit to help her with the trip costs and try to have her here for a week, especially a week that I'm not here, so she can really see that it's very difficult to live with my dad nowadays. And sometimes when I complain, I'm not exaggerating. My other sister lives here in Querétaro, but she's also having her own business, and it's very difficult for her to drive. Like, let me think. I think it was 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago, she hurt her knee, her right knee. She hasn't been able to recover since then. She didn't go to a correct place to rehabilitate, so she is unable to drive unless the car is automatic. If it's a stick, definitely she cannot drive. So she depends on her husband. And her husband and I, we are not in the best um, relationship, actually. So he despises coming to this house, especially when I'm here. And she comes, if we are lucky, every month or every 3 months. And she also says that I exaggerate too much when I complain about my father's character and mood. One day he's very friendly, and the other day he's totally hysterical, just quarreling everybody. Okay. I'm going to try and do something that I have seen online, that it's the stitch effect. They normally do this with alcohol markers, but I'm going to try and see. Cannot find my light brown. So we'll use an orange. So the stitch coloring effect. So what I have seen is that they normally, if I remember this correctly, they have a very light layer of alcohol markers. Choose something simple in case I screw up. It won't bother me to do this on a test color page. Okay, there you go. Let me check my timing. I'm just going to do the basket. I'm trying to do something even. Okay, and then I saw people using rulers. I don't have a small ruler. I'll have to go and find somewhere else. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you for your comment. Yeah, they don't realize how difficult it is to be here 24/7 with someone who remembers just very well the past but not the present. Okay. And then I have seen people doing a dark layer of stitches to represent the shadow, and another one a little bit lighter for the light that's supposed to come there. Okay. So let's see if it works. Because as I said before, I'm definitely not getting alcohol markers again. Unless I have paper for alcohol markers and I'm doing something kind of realistic, not wasting the ink on this Amazon paper. But I might get another copy of this book to gift my niece, the one who lives in Mexico City, if she comes. So if I get to confirm that they are coming, I will get another book for her. Because we like doing things together, like coloring or crafting, sculpting, like these little things with foamy. That's normally what I do with my niece. These little things. So if she comes, I have to get ready with some material because she's also entering the difficult age. She's going to be 13, I think. I had to confirm with my sister. I don't know if she's 13 already or she's going to be 13. And you know, adolescents are just so difficult. That's why I don't teach junior school, or in the USA, I think it's grades 7, 8, and 9. No way. Not in my lifetime. I've done it, and I really hated it. Now I want something orangey here. This one is still dark. Okay. So more or less, I think we can go through these with a gel pen or acrylic marker. Some white. I'm going to give more shadow to the lower part. And well, we're testing this, so no big deal. If it's a mess, we would have learned what not to do. And that would mean that I have to go and pay more attention to the videos of the stitch effect on these books. Okay, there you go. More or less, it kind of looks more or less to what I was expecting. Yes, Belinda, this is definitely what I normally do. I spend some parts of the weekend evaluating some tasks and planning, but then I totally disconnect by doing this. There's no way you can function having still called part-time job, but full-time jobs in Mexico are 48 hours a week, more or less, between 40 to 48 hours a week. And I'm already covering 30 hours a week. So I'm almost full-time. So it's really important to disconnect. And this is normally what I do. Or I swatch some colors, sometimes very informally. Let me show you. I got this a beautiful pastel set by a Mexican company. I got this one like 2 years ago. And we have got the colors here, but normally, oops, sorry. These swatches on teens are not good. So I normally do things like this. Very informal swatch chart that I can keep in here. And these colors are so cool because they are square. They're square barrels. They're not round. And they're all pastels. So they're very nice, very creamy. This was a special edition. And this one's got a mistake. I got one that is complete wood. And the one that we have seen recently, that is, it took me 3 years for this set to be sold in Mexico. So yesterday I finished this swatching, the Star Joy. Some people don't like these colors. They say they are too hard. For me, for my style, they're perfect. Because the leads are a mixture between polychromos and Prismacolor. They're perfect for coloring books. The leads are thick enough. Let's see if I can get a darker color. They come not pointy, but later you can sharpen them to something pointy. So this came perfect. And what I like about this set in particular is that it covers the color wheel. Here you have all the colors of the color wheel. Okay. The basic tones, a lot of pastels. And what I like about these pastels is that you have some green grays and blue grays and greens and oranges. Normally when you get a set of pastels, and I'm going to show you the Prismacolor Junior, they are literally pastels and very light. And you cannot give a lot of shadows unless you use different set with darker colors. And here I've got some pastels that are not necessarily that light. So this is fantastic. So this set is going to combine perfectly with these two, with the Indra and with the Prismacolor Junior. I'm going to choose a page where I can use probably not necessarily some colors from here, but I really want to test this area of the, let me show you, like zooming. Come on, camera. Okay, more or less. So I want to use these sections, the basic tones, the pastels, the corrections, and maybe the skin colors. This is a set that has got a lot of skin colors. I own a Faber-Castell skin color set and they are 12. This one, cool. I have to try the Faber-Castell with this set and see if they combine. So anyway, They are I think they are still available on Amazon. And as it's been 4 years since they've been released in the market, you probably have a good discount. There's another one that is a Starjoy Basic. I have heard online that that one is much better than this one. I don't know. The only thing that I can tell you is that this set was created by a YouTuber. Her channel is Color My World, and her name is Lori Green, and she named one of the colors to honor her name. She has not been very active recently, but the videos that she has got on color pencils are really recommended. So as I am not on YouTube here, I'm going to type the name of her channel here so you can find it on YouTube. And she developed this set with somebody called Andy. I don't know if he's a British living in China, or I have no idea, but the process was beautiful. Okay. So in order to speed this up and leave you with a complete mini tutorial of this, let me use this very basic green. This is the Pentel with a hard lid. For these things to break, you really have to drop them with violence from your desk. Let's get the noisy ruler. And let's try and do this even without any measuring of millimeters or something like that. Okay, more or less, I think more or less it looks even. Okay. Janet would be proud that I'm using a ruler. Okay, there you go. And I think this is going to be the top color. Let me move my ruler to another place so it doesn't make any noises. And let's do the same, kind of feathering a little bit this. I think I colored this space by accident, but well, if I don't add anything there, nothing will happen. Let me check my time. It's almost time for me to go and wake up my dad. It's going to be 8 a.m. But I didn't want to leave the leaves undone. Okay, let's see. I'm using the bold side. Oh, I missed something there. Okay, no big deal. You can always go back and correct the little details. I have seen people using just 2 colors for the stitches. These are small, so I'm going to use the small tip here. Some people really take this seriously on TikTok, but I don't have TikTok. I don't like it. I don't like Chinese companies that much. Sorry about that. But unfortunately, here in Mexico, the Chinese clothing industry destroyed the Mexican clothing industry that was really big and producing beautiful, high quality clothes. And now we have in all the stores very bad Chinese quality on clothes. So that's why I don't like them. Because I have friends and some family members were in the clothing industry as designers in another state, and they used to sell clothes, and I used to help when I was young in the stores they had in Michoacan, where my mom was from. And the quality of the clothes and everything was just fantastic. And definitely, when these Chinese companies arrived and literally erased the market for Mexican producers, they had to close production lines, stores, you name it. It was a disaster. Okay, so this one, in order to be called stitch effect, you have to finish up doing this on all the black lines. I'm going to show it to you. Has to come a little bit, this green has to come a little bit darker, but I'll fix that off camera and publish on Instagram and Facebook the result. But this is supposed to be the stitch effect on a coloring book. Looks complicated, but it is not. It's just playing with lines. I didn't like the leaves so much, but well, this is the first one. If I decided to do a complete page, I'll let you know. And I'll be recording shorts for the process without using alcohol markers. That's the thing. I want to create a series of short tutorials using the shorts on YouTube to help people get started in coloring these books without spending so much in alcohol markers. People spend hundreds of dollars in sets of 200 or 300 markers, and literally the colors are not so different from each other. You can easily start with a set of 36, and that's all you need. That, and that you know your color wheel and how to use it, how to use complementary colors, how to use analogic 3x combinations. That's the only thing you need. Okay, here I'm going twice with the stitch kind of effect. First vertical and then a little bit of a diagonal look, because my Sharpie pen is very, very thin. I should have used like thicker one. But anyway, I think it looks nice and very similar to what you can find on YouTube. Okay, so there you go. Kind of cute. Okay, guys, so I think I'm going to stop here. So thank you very much for coming into this kind of accident stream, because as I said, this was going to be recorded, not necessarily going live, but you know, too early. I didn't know exactly what I was clicking on, and suddenly I was live. So if you're watching this later, please share and subscribe. That will help me a lot with the algorithm. And let's hope that Miriam is safe. She's normally using this time. So as I said, it was totally accidental. I don't like going on um, like overlapping streams if I know that somebody uses the stream. But then I saw that she was not on. Later, I saw her message on Facebook. She was canceling the stream. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to record a video and then I'm going to publish this video later. And surprise, here I am. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a nice Sunday. I hope I can see some of you later on in your streams. I'll try to join you and to watch your stream later on. So take care, everyone, and have a great Sunday. Bye.